Hello, my name is Carol, and this is the information for the images of my collage infography for the first part of the Proyecto Integrador of the subject Inglés Básico. And well, I will begin with present simple. Present simple images are basically what I said on one of the activities is that I love watching sports, is one of my biggest hobbies, and I really enjoy watching Formula One and soccer. It's the best or the biggest sports that I love to watch. One of the other hobbies I have is listening to music. I love music in general. I like rock, pop, instrumental. I like some OSTs, which is movie songs, etc. I also like reading a lot, and when I have free time, I like to read manga also. And I also love traveling, obviously with my family, especially with my mom. He's pretty warm, pretty gentle, and pretty fun to travel with. And well, and that's for the first part. But well, my birthday part is that there was my birthday is January 21st, and that in the last time I was gifted relating with the present simple. One of the gifts was a small Formula One car. There was two gifts from my family, and one of of them it was a little Formula One car. And also I like to drink coffee, so the other one it was a coffee bag. So yeah, I remember that day because there was a lot of rain. It was really rainy out there, but yeah, I really enjoyed my last birthday, which was the my 22nd birthday. Well, now the past events in my life. Well, I remember a lot my elementary school times because I was a kid. It was fun, and well, one of the biggest ones. One of the biggest events that I enjoy is the World Cup. Obviously, I love soccer, so I was in second year of elementary school when my first conscious World Cup was coming, which was South Africa 2010. And yeah, I was in elementary school when South Africa and the next one, which was Brazil, happened. But what I was excited about South Africa in 2010, it was 4 years later, in between fifth and sixth grade, that the Brazilian World Cup, the Brazil 2014 World Cup, uh, that was the World Cup that I saw with really real interest, and that World Cup was the first one that I began collecting the sticker album. Uh, right now, I have three World Cups collecting it, so it has been a really big part for me because it remembers it makes me feel that nostalgic towards the World Cup since I was an elementary school student. And the other part was that when I was in high school, the COVID pandemic began, so I stopped having exercise. I stopped many of my hobbies because it was all stopped. But somehow, and by the time, I really try to um, make myself aware that it was hard to live in that time, but at the same time to stay strong. Well, now in comparative, I was born in Minatitlan, but my family lives in Acayucan. It's all both cities are from the south of the state. Um, but to me, Acayucan is more like my home, even though I was born in Minatitlan, because Acayucan was the main city where my family is. So, as an opinion, food in Acayucan is better than in Minatitlan because I remember it a lot going to both cities, and Acayucan was that city of good meals, good uh, receive from the people, good everything, and Minatitlan was more like some sort of parties for my family, and that's all. So I remember it pretty well that Akayukan was the one that I enjoyed the most via food, as I said. Um, Also, I'm a geographist, well, I study geography, and one of the things that I study a lot is altitude, population, and some of all of the sort of things that goes related for them. And well, after studying it a little bit, Ahyukan is at a higher altitude than Minatlan, but both are as hot as the other one. So Akayukan, it's really hot. Minatlan is really hot. It has been always like that. Um, the other thing is that Minatlan is obviously more populated than Akayukan. It's an industrial center, and well, that is pretty much the explaining for why it has more population. Although both cities' population are going down in the last 10 years, so it's a pretty interesting theme there. But I love both cities. Are my home. Obviously more Akayukan than Minatlan, but both cities are my real home, like I like to say to my friends. Well, traveling to Akayukan, I need to address some places, and in the infography we will see a map, a pretty quick map. To be honest, it's from Google Maps, but um, for the exercise, I think it's better to have a Google Maps one because you can say you can see, sorry, the places, and you can watch how it's the dynamic there. So we will begin in star, which is yellow with red. Uh, it is situated between Bravo Street and Guadalupe Victoria Street. One block north, it's Las Arracheras restaurant. It is a pretty good place. It is cheap, and I always love to go there because their Azteca soap is amazing. It is spicy, it is crusty, it is really good. It has a real pretty good taste. Two blocks east from there, we found the Benito Juarez Downtown Park. It is the main park in Acayucan City. It is the park that uh, hosts events, hosts concerts, hosts political meetings. It is the center of basically all the life in Acayucan. And in the front of the park, we see the Center Hotel, which is the hotel that it is mostly used by the people that go there, and it is one of the most old hotels I've ever been. But it is also that taste that the city makes to us. No, one more block to the east, we will find the Saint Martin Parish, the main Catholic church of the city. It is really old. It is pretty, to be honest. I rarely go there, but it is pretty good. And also, it is, as I say, it is a old city center, which has the government palace, the park, the church, and some hotels. And there is a market there, and so we found everything in that downtown. So yeah, that is basically the city of Acayucan center, the city of Acayucan downtown, and the places in the city. Well, in Acayucan, as I said, there's a church. I rarely visit it. We also have some hotels. My mom and I sometimes stay there when we visit our family, but it depends on how it's the event. We sometimes visit the family like one day, and then we go back to the hotel, or we never visit the hotel. So it all depends on the context of why we are visiting it. Then, as I said, there we have the Las Archeras restaurant. It is a very good. So if you somehow uh, go to Acayucan, you need to go there. I always go there, and I always ask for a steak soup. So I love that place. And we also have the market. which is a pretty good place. I love that place because I remember when I was a kid, I loved going there for food, for vegetables. There was some choco milk, really cold for that hot weather that is there. So I love that place. We visit it often, precisely for when we buy vegetables for the family. And well, that is basically what my Proyecto Integrador first part sentences and my college collage says. And well, that's all for me. And thank you for hearing. Thank you for watching. And well, thank you. Goodbye.